Hello, Isaac from Morocco, and I hope you are doing well. I hope you are advancing good on your transition with the predecessors, and that you are also advancing on your LCVP Finance Academy on a smooth way. So, in this video, I will try to explain to you briefly and simply how you can use the tools for planning for your upcoming EB term. So once you will be receiving your folder for planning, for LCs, you will be having three tools mainly to fill, which is the budget tool, the IGV projects budget tools, and the investment plan for your LC. And for startups, you will be only having two tools, which is the investment plan and the budget tool, since you are not running IGV in your realities. So first tool that you will be needing to fill is the budget tool. So of course you can refer to the video that I made last month concerning the new budget tool, how you can be using it. So we can move into much more detail how to use it. It's really detailed, and it's providing you with all the aspects that you will be needing in order for you to understand how to fill this tool and how to use it for your future analysis. So the simple change that happened and that you need to be aligned about is that there has been a change in the GFB accounts. What do I mean by the GFB accounts? So if we go to the GFB reports at the end, you will be finding the new accounts for revenues and the new accounts for expenses. It's all explained. I will be providing you also with the document that explains every account, what you need to put inside each account. But simply as a reminder, so the two main parts that you will be filling, the main part that you will be filling in your planning is this four first tabs, which is general data, revenue forecast, cost forecast, and overall forecast. And automatically there are these aspects. For example, here the sum of your forecast according to GFB report is automatically calculated, so there is no need to touch this side of the sheet. You just need to fill the white parts, and for example you need to be careful before filling any cell to check if there is no formula in it. So if there is a formula in it, for example for the direct exchange revenues, there is no need to update it automatically, except for there is no need to update it manually, sorry, except for IGV and IGE, because simply depends on the reality of each entity. But for the OGX program, they are automatically calculated. You just need to fill your exchange plan in terms of approvals here in this tab, and it's gonna calculate automatically your revenues. And for the costs, it's gonna be also inputted manually for you. So you just need to plan your costs. Also, again, refer to the video about the budget tool, so you can understand how to fill each part. The main difference is here that when it comes to the direct exchange revenues, they're gonna be calculated on the full amount that you are getting paid for. So for example, it's 1,500 dirham. Why? Because now we have finally accounts of course that are related to the royalties that MC is getting from every approval that an LC or startup is doing, and you're gonna find it in the entity affiliation fees costs with the monthly fixed part, which is 2,000 dirhams for LCs. And for startups, please refer to the financial model in the company so you can understand where your startup is actually standing right now. And we have the royalties for every OGX exchange program that is calculated automatically once you will be filling the general data. And then you're gonna find the sum up of all your revenues and all your expenses here in this page of the overall forecast. So again, if you want to understand really in details how to use this tool, just go back and refer to the video that is already existing on our YouTube channel of MC Morocco, and you will be finding all the information that is needed. And just as a reminder again, the only difference between the tool that is explained in the video and this one is the change of accounts, and I will be sending you also materials that will be helping you with understanding what are the major changes that happen in terms of GFB accounts. Second tool that you will be needing to fill, which is your plan of your first semester in terms of investment. So this tool is pretty simple, and I will be explaining to you in details. So we have three main categories of investment that we'll be running as entities. So we have first the team experiences enhancement investment, and they are mostly related to membership capacity building. We have income generators that are mostly related to activities that will be generating extra revenues. For example, investments concerning goodies or any event that is not related to exchange that will be generating money for you. And we have exchange generators that are investment that are mostly related to boosting the exchanges. For example, the R&R systems that you will be running for your job. So here you just need to input, for example, the type of investment. Let's say I'm gonna for exchange and revenues R&R system. Cool. The description of investment, you need to put all the details concerning your investment, what are the aspects that you're going to be investing in, and what is the target also of your investments. For example, if here it's members or team leaders, depends on what you have. Forecasted total cost, let's say that you're gonna be providing rewards based on ranking. So first one is free GV plus I don't know 50% of it flight tickets or something like that. So let's say it's gonna be 4,000 dirhams, and the forecasted total income, it's gonna be calculated. For example, the first one that is gonna be in the ranking is as a normally should have like approved, let's say 10 EPs in OGV. So 10 EPs in OGV, you are generating 9,000 dirhams of income out of this investment. So it's gonna give you automatically again your return on investment. So you invested 9,000 you invested the 4,000 dirhams on this reward, and you got out of it 9,000 dirhams of income. So you are generating a benefit of 5,000 dirhams out of this investment. And then of course you need to input the description of the cost. So for example, this cost is gonna be related to, for this example that we said, it's gonna be related to the flight tickets and the exchange fees. And the description of incomes, for example here, the amount of approvals achieved by the member. And it's gonna go like this. So you just need to make sure that you are inputting all the data and all the details concerning every investment that you will be running, and we'll be having different types of investments. Of course, you can add many rows as you wish actually for delivering the investment plan of your first semester. And you have here, as I told you, is just until the end of the semester, which is 31st of July to 2020. And then we have the second table, which is related to the major investments that you will be having during your term. So for example, here is going to be the local conferences that you will be running, or if you are going to host a national conference, for example, Morocco or Samako in the upcoming year, and or any other, for example, any other event that you will be delivering. For example, an event for parents, or an event for stakeholders, or a conference where you'll be inviting. It's gonna be mostly for preparation of summer peak. So any big event or big investment that needs to be really monitored and governed in a much simpler way, or in a much adequate way, needs to be inputted here. And again, it's depending on the three categories of investment: team experience enhancement, income generators, and exchange generators. So yes, of course, you'll be splitting the project. You'll be doing it in a way of project management, where you need to split it into milestones, define every responsible of every milestone, what is the starting date of that specific phase of the project, when is the ending date, what are the KPIs that you will be tracking out of this action, and also what is the favorable outcome that you need to have. For example, let's say sales of event for as a milestone, responsible, I don't know, LCVP, finance. And then we have the starting date and the end date of every phase, and you define the KPIs on let's say number of cold calls that will be delivered, favorable outcome, getting to partnerships or to sponsorships. So yeah, so it's just a way for you to manage your events in a project management aspect, and for you to define a clear system of accountability and management of every phase, that will be giving you more governance over the costs of your project, more governance in terms of tasks delivery, in terms of HR deployment, and it's gonna make sure that there is no redundancy of responsibilities within your EB or within your structure as a whole. So this is when it comes to the investment plan tool. And then finally we have the IGV projects separate budget. So this one, what I will need for you is that you need to fill it first with we need to have a separate budget for every project of IGV that you are running. So let's say, for example, you are having an education project with forecasted realizations of only 2 EPs. It needs to have a separate budget also. Why are we driving this direction for this year is mostly to understand what is the cost structure of our IGV and what are the practices that needs to be improved or removed at all from our IGV management, so we can understand how we can make it more sustainable as a product. And at the same time, it's gonna be allowing you to calculate the amount of TN fees that you need to have in your project based on data, not based on the on just assumptions. And finally, it's going to be also allowing us to assess our realization specs. So, for example, we can have a clarity over, for example, the project of Yalla Education that is in this partner with this partner and that is having this amount of TN fees is not a sustainable or a profitable project. So there is no need for us to raise again the same project for the upcoming year, or maybe we should improve it for the next realizations peak. So this way it's simple, it's gonna be giving you more clarity, and you just need to duplicate the sheets with the amount of projects that you have. So as I told you earlier, you need to make it for all the already existing projects in 2020, and you need to have to do it also as a first step before going and raising any project that you have. And I'm gonna show you like a small example on how it can be helping you to manage your project. So for example, let's say this project is starting on the 5th of Jan and it's ending on first week of March. Let's say it's ending on the 5th of March. The SDG that is tackling, for example, SDG number 4, and the opportunity title, depending on how you named it. So here, this is an automatic table. You don't touch it. It's automatically updated and calculated. And let's say, for example, I will be having 5 EPs for this project. And in my city, I can be renting an accommodation for the duration of 6 months, for the duration, sorry, of 6 weeks, for the amount of 5,000 dirhams. And then I will be having global village costs that are, let's say, 500 dirhams. IPS, I rented or I bought food or snacks for the IPS for 200 dirhams. Pickups, I have a budget of 300 dirhams allocated to it. And any other materials, for example, if you made t-shirts for your EPs, let's say it's cost you 800 dirhams. So here you already know that every EP is costing you 1,360 dirham. So for example, here you have the choice. Either you're gonna compensate this cost with the TN fees, or you're gonna go for either for the option of raising opportunity with an enabler fee, where it simply means that the NGO is providing you with is paying you actually a certain amount for every EP that you have bring into the NGO, or you can work also on the global village revenues. So, for example, if you are going to organize global village, try to minimize the cost, for example, at 500 dirhams, and let's say that you will be generating a revenue of nine, let's say of 1,000 dirhams. So already here you see that the total revenue is 1,000 dirhams, and the unitary revenue that you have from every EP is 200 dirhams. So the difference is 1,160 dirhams. So let's say here I need to define my TN fees at 1,160 dirhams. So here you already know that you are making a profitable investment out of this. It's gonna be time the number of EPs. Wait, sorry. There you go. It's calculated automatically, and there you have a very profitable, not profitable, but you break even you broke even with the amount of expenses that you have. And then, for example, if you go here, you know that that you need to set the TN fees at 110 euros. Let's say you're going for 125 euros, so it's gonna be 1,280 dirhams, and there you see that you have generating profit from every EP. You are generating 120 dirhams of profit from each EP, and this way it's gonna be allowing you more easily to understand your structure of course, and also it's gonna be allowing you to make clear decisions when it comes to the amount of chain fees that you need to set. So this is how it goes. You just need to fill all the details for every project and take into consideration the fact that accommodation is not provided for only 1 month, but actually 1 month and a half. And then you just need to duplicate the sheet for every project that you have, and there you go. It's played, the magic is there, and you can move forward with your planning. So that was it actually for all the tools when it comes to finance planning. If you have, of course, any question, make sure to don't hesitate to approach me or send me an email or just call me on my phone if you have any concern on this. And again, please check the video on YouTube on our MC page of YouTube, the YouTube of MC page of MC Morocco, to understand more how you can use your budget tool, and also check the materials when it comes to the changes of GFB accounts, so you can know what are the aspects that you need to be paying attention to. So that was it for the video. Thank you so much for viewing it, and I wish you really good luck with your planning, and let's manifest our